As I write these words, the streets of Palestine are running red with the blood of innocent men, women, and children. The sound of bombs and gunfire echoes through the air as homes and neighborhoods are reduced to rubble. And yet, the world remains silent. Why is it that the international community turns a blind eye to the suffering of the Palestinian people? Why do we stand idly by as they are subjected to brutal violence and oppression? The answer, quite simply, is that we have become desensitized to their plight. We are bombarded with images of war and destruction on a daily basis, and it's easy to become numb to the suffering of others. But let me tell you, the situation in Palestine is not just another news story, it's a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions. Innocent civilians are being killed daily, their homes destroyed, their families torn apart. The streets are filled with the sound of screams and wailing, as parents mourn the loss of their children, and children are left orphaned. The world may be silent, but I am not. I am here to tell you that the Palestinian people are not just statistics or news headlines. They are human beings just like you and me. They have the same hopes, dreams, and fears as we do. They deserve the same dignity and respect as we do. And yet, they are being subjected to a brutal occupation that denies them even the most basic human rights. They are being forced to live in poverty and fear, their freedom and movement restricted, their homes and land taken away from them. But it's not just the Palestinians who are suffering. The Israeli people are also caught up in this cycle of violence and fear. They too are victims of a system that perpetuates conflict and oppression. We need to break this cycle of violence and fear. We need to stand up and demand peace and justice for all. We need to recognize the humanity of both sides and work towards a solution that respects the rights and dignity of all. So let us raise our voices and demand an end to the violence. Let us call for a just and lasting peace that recognizes the rights of all people, regardless of their race, religion, or nationality. Let us stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people and demand an end to the occupation. Let us support organizations and initiatives that work towards peace and justice in the region. And let us never forget the innocent lives lost in this conflict. Let us honor their memory by working towards a world where such tragedies are never allowed to happen again. I appeal to all of you, my friends, to join me in this call for peace. Let us come together and demand an end to the violence and oppression. Let us work towards a world where all people can live in dignity and respect. Let us raise our voices and demand justice for the Palestinian people. Let us stand in solidarity with them and support their struggle for freedom and self-determination.